Okie dokie, now it has been 21 days. We can get to polishing this. It is now the 2nd of February. Tone Fest is on the 8th, so we have a little less than a week to go. And, oh yeah, I was a little impatient. I did the shielding paint. Paint job and the clear coats didn't come out quite as well as I would like. Mostly due to just, there's not, like I mentioned before, yeah, a poor craftsman blames his tools. But be that as it may, I can't get a sufficiently good, clean finish on a guitar if there's dust flying all over the place and not proper extraction. But, be that as it may, I did what I could. Not my finest spray job, but we'll try and now remedy that with flat sanding, polishing. Really let the sandpaper do the work here. I can freely admit that this is probably not the greatest guitar finish that I've done. It's been in a very short amount of time that I've been doing this. But that considered, well, I could have done better prep work. I could have done a little bit better work in general. We did get a overall not horrible finish out of this thing, which is good. Polishing the frets. Then we're gonna go to cleaning up the fretboard and oiling it. Yeah, there we go. Oh God, my brain. So, gonna use some fret polishing abrasives here. Go through the different grits. Just show you in a couple of these here. There you go. We're going to do the coarse. One step that is missing right now is a little bit of sandpaper to get rid of some marks left from the leveling beam. Superfine. Now after the superfine, we're kind of at like a finish that is close to what you would get out of factory. But we want to do a little bit better than that, so we're going to go and do a polishing wheel. I'm just going to try out what it's like with the 3000 grit. That's pretty nice. And then we're just going to go back and we're going to use a polishing wheel to really get the shine out of there. So this part takes a while, so I'm a time lapse. Frets are polished, guitar is polished, guitar is cleaned, fretboard is oiled. Time for happy times now because we get to finally assemble this guitar. So, woo! Two really fun processes in guitar building is literally doing the finishing portion of it. Well, okay, there's a couple of other ones, but they're doing finishing and then assembly, because this is when it all comes together. So I am going to start with just prepping all the parts, which means installing the pickups in the covers that they have. Then I will need to do a little bit of finagling, probably just get things to line up the way that they're supposed to. I've tried and tested this, that you should fit just fine. My mic was all over the place. Sorry about that. The audio there must have been atrocious. So yeah, installing the pickups first and foremost. And then the height adjustment will actually just be from the screws that are on each corner. I will probably need to drill a couple of relief holes just to make sure that the pickup, like these screws, these bolts don't bottom out on the bottom of the cavity there. Very different like assembly process than a normal guitar in that regard, that it does have a couple of these very special parts. I might cut these springs in half just so I have a little spring for each of the four screws. Yeah, there. You found your place there. So that's where we need to drill. Pilot hole for that one. Because I have routed channel here for the wiring to go through, I would have had screws that would be sitting way too low. So in order to get them to the same level, I made 3 plugs that I'm then gonna put the screw in. So now I have to drill those out to be the same sort of pilot hose as this one. Maybe that'll hold them. Another thing that we glue in place is the head plate. Clean that area up a little bit. Open these up after all the finish that they've gotten in.
in a minute. But first, I need to get the height because now it's like ridiculous. We're gonna do this just to check. So I want to be above that. This is a marker. I want to have it there. And there. It only takes me to the final depth once I've intonated. But it's a place to start.
Okie dokie, so we're getting to the final steps here, which is setup. One of the things we need to do is fix up the bridge. Now, it's very, very high currently, and what I did was essentially I just made a nut in reverse, roughly. So what we're going to do now is shape it a bit more so that it's in line with the radius of the fretboard, which I've already kind of marked out. But what we also need to figure out is the intonation. So I've already kind of like checked what the intonation is now. It's not in tune currently, but with checking that on what I need to adjust, I need to bring back the saddles, as it were, bring those back a little bit. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna file this down and closer to the point at which I think the intonation point would be. Then once I get the intonation points correct or better, is what this actually intonates to what it should be, then I'll start doing all the final shaping of the bridge and make it look nice. Because now it's just, a block, which doesn't look great. I also need to have a look at the nut so I can actually get that set up. I might start with that, get the setup of the nut good first, and then kind of work on, action and intonation. So action is going to be getting things to the correct height, and intonation is going to be getting everything lined up to where the back of the guitar correctly. There's plenty to do. Very different to what I'm used to, but hey, cool little challenge for sure.